Hey guys, welcome back to Fair Iron and Customs. I'm Michael, and I hope everyone has had a great week this week. We're going to pick up right where we left off on the engine mounts on this truck, so we can move on to the front suspension hopefully this week. I did not get a chance to get out and get my concrete poured yesterday. You may can still hear I've had something, I don't know if it's the pollen in the air, got my allergies flared up or what, but I took the day off yesterday. I wanted to get out here and get an early start this morning, and hopefully we'll get that front axle situated in the truck this week. But before we do that, I've kind of gathered up all the Y-block parts that come off with a Y-block, and I'm going to go put them with the other car. If you're new to the channel, I want y'all to come and see my other car with a Y-block in it, which is a 54 Ford Skyliner. Okay guys, there's the other car with the Y-block in it. It's a 54 Ford Skyliner. It has a 239 Y-block in it, which is the same size displacement wise as an 8BA flathead, except for it's got a different bore and stroke. Now I'm gonna probably want to crawl under here and make sure this is a 239. I think it is. If you look at the intake, you can tell that the intake runners are small rather than the wider ones for the later model Y-block. I have a video of this car running on the channel. It runs like a Singer sewing machine. The car has been sitting since 1974. So what makes this a Skyliner? And I'm not sure if somebody come in and added this, took a Victoria, because it's got the Victoria chrome on it. A Skyliner should say Skyliner on it, but it does have the Skyliner roof, which is a piece of acrylic. It should be a light green color. So this may be the next car that we work on. This car may be my retirement car. I do not know. This car is not really going to have a lot of custom work done to it. I want to go back mainly stock with it. I may put a 4-barrel intake on it because it has the right torques to fit this engine. So, she's rough, but it's the only car, one of the only cars that I have that I didn't know I wanted it until I saw it. So, oh, interestingly, if you do not know, this is what they call a 2-door hardtop. It's 2 doors, a coupe. Hardtop means it does not have, I don't know if this door will open, it means it does not have a B-pillar in it. So when you let down both windows, it's one open window. So if you ever hurt here, now she won't close. Okay, so like I was saying, the term hardtop, if you ever hear that expression, it means it's a 2-door that does not have the pillar in it, like this 2-door sedan. The 50 is a sedan. It has a pillar. If it was a coupe, it would not have a roll down back glass in the 1950, 51, 50, 49. So anyway, whew, I'm out of breath this morning. All right, guys, before that compressor cuts back on, so I'm getting ready. I made these templates the other day. When I was finishing up, I cut them out, or marked them out and finished them up in the house while I was editing. Just the front one is going to be a little shorter than the back one because the chassis is, if you look at it, because of the shape of the chassis, the angle of the chassis is just a little shorter. So what I did was I marked them out on this piece of scrap, hardwood, plywood, and I took off 1/8 to 3/16 all the way around, cleaned them up, and I did decide to leave the edge on the back because I'm going to use a factory cut edge. And I'm just making these brackets out of 3/16. Let's get at it. Alright dudes, we're off to the other side of the shop, to the drill press. I do not have a 9/16 bit for my mill. I do not have a 9/16 bit. The reason why I don't use this drill press to drill large holes is because the slowest speed on it is 760 RPM, way too fast for drilling. Alright guys, I got the motor mounts. I put them in the truck. I actually went up to 5/8 on the hole. 9/16 didn't seem like it would be enough play. You know, especially starting a motor, you need to have just a little bit of a, wiggle room to get in there. A lot of times if you look at factory mounts, they'll have a slot. I want to say like the Chryslers from the 70s, they had the same style mount. They had a U channel that it set down in, and you just want some play so you don't have to fight with it so bad. And it ain't got to be perfect. So we ain't talking about to the like 10,000ths of a inch, or 1/10 of a millimeter or whatever the metric guys use. Looks like my battery's going to die, but we're going to get this knocked out. So what I have done, I do not know if you can see it right in there, but I have put a piece of that adult beverage box that I use for the Hillbilly CAD just as a shim. So we're going to tack this in place. I got it centered about where I want it. I don't know. And we're going to hit a tack on all four corners. Then I'm going to weld it in. We may just weld it and bring y'all back when we come back for the next part. So, like I said, we're just going to hit it with a tack. Hope we don't set the world on fire. The engine's still rocking just a little bit. Stop moving. Tack there. Tack at the bottom. We'll keep it moving. That's going to be hard to weld and probably might pull the motor out and weld it. No problem. Yeah, we'll definitely have to pull the engine out to weld that all in. Alright guys, I got the front end knocked up the other day. I lost my recording, or lost the audio on the recording I did. I've actually moved the axle back some, and we may come back just a little more. I didn't like the way it was because I thought I could have gone about 2 inches less on the notch, but with that being said, I think with it completely laid out, the steering will clear the chassis in the front. And I want to get the suspension set up so we can cycle it down and see exactly how low it needs to go. We will get into that later. I don't have the steel I need to make the arms like I want, so we're going to put a pin in that. And today I'm going to try to get as far as I can on these lake headers. I started on this already. Let me get y'all a good vantage point so you can see what I've done. Alright. Y'all are currently on the Ford O-Matic cam. Alright, so I have figured an angle that I like. Do bear in mind my plans, if they do not change, and if they do change, it will not matter that much. But my plans right now is this body is going to drop about 4 inches. I'm going to drop it 2 inches. Actually, I'm going to drop it 4 inches, and I'm going to cut 2 inches off the bottom of the body. That'll take care of most of the rust, and that's not the reason why. If you chop a vehicle enough, it does not look right unless you section it as well. So, anyway, we'll get into that at a later date. But I wanted to leave enough room to clear this part of the cab, because this part of the cab is going to end up being about there on the header. So, what I've had to do to get these pipes to fit is crush the end of them. Once I get it tacked into place, get them all tacked into place, I will go inside and straighten these back out. So we are going to get after it. I'm going to fire up the welder, and we are going to tack this first joint. We're going to put a couple of tacks here, a couple of tacks here, and then we're going to start making our pipes and working our way back. All right, guys, so you can see I got them cut. They're not perfect. When we start welding this together, we may have to put some heat on that one to get it to fold in. This one looks not bad. That one's a little wide there as well. But I've already marked them with marker. Now I'm going to cut the cone off, and we've got to cut the holes for the new pipes. Okay, guys, I got this one looking pretty good. The other two look like absolute crap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld this one into place, and then I'm going to cut the tacks loose and reposition those and try to get the fit up just a little better. All I did was loosely cut them out with the plasma cutter. This one turned out really good. Those two turned out like crap. So we're going to, like I said, go ahead and weld this one. Go ahead and weld that joint up and weld that joint, and then we're going to get those two back loose. All right, guys. I've got it kind of sort of straightened out. I just used a chisel. Okay, guys, so what I want to do is build a drift to go down in these holes and try to reshape this pipe a little better than I'm able to do it with a chisel. And we may do that in a different video. I'm going to bolt this header on. I'm going to do the other header off camera one day. We still got a little welding. Like I said, none of these areas are welded because I need to drift those holes back to the right size and then shape them up a little bit with a grinder. Let's hang this on, and then we'll see what it looks like. And I'm going to call it a video, guys. I feel like crap. And I got a bunch of stuff coming up in the end of the week, so let's get this hung on. Okay, guys, there it is. It's on there. I went ahead and stuck the little tip on. I like it. I really like it. And it's far enough forward that's going to clear the doors because I'm going to do suicide doors. So it's got to clear the door swinging open. Now, I may go ahead and put those down pipes on there and put mufflers on this truck just because I do not know what it's going to be like. Like I said, I plan on driving this thing, and I do not want it dumping exhaust inside the truck while I'm going down the highway. If we have to put mufflers on it, we will. We have the bones to do that with, to run down pipes, and we may. So, like I said, we still got some welding to do. Still got the other side to build. I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll probably show you all that when I get done. Also, I'm going to order some header wrap before I get done. I'm going to wrap these with header wrap just to keep the heat down. Like the bag's going to be somewhere. It's going to be ahead of the header. We'll get into that when we set up the bags. I've come up with a whole different idea about how to set up the front suspension as of last night. Something that I saw online on another site that I really kind of like, or actually it's going to work with my setup that I've got better than what I was planning. But dudes, that's it for this week, man. Like I said, I am worked. I'm tired. I do not know. I've been kind of off and on sick for about 7 days now. So it acts like allergies one day, and then I feel like I got the flu the next. So anyway, I'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good week. It's 85 degrees. It was like 50 2 days ago. Crazy.